Everybody says you need SEO. Agencies are selling it. Everybody's popping up every day. New people doing SEO. The guy that used to sell fast food and flip the burgers, now he's an SEO expert. What is it? Do you need it? Does it help? We're going to cover that and so much more today. Welcome to Small Business Big Visibility. Today, we're within a mini series all about websites, and the topic for today is search engine optimization. Let's dive in first by defining what it is and how it helps. When the internet was first getting started, there were computers that were getting connected together, and you could go out and get information from other computers. And when you went, there were these pages of information, and there's pages all over the place, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger. Let's imagine for a moment that the internet is kind of like going to your library. If you were to go into your library and you're looking around for the first time, maybe it's one of the big libraries and maybe it's 5-6 stories tall, huge building, books every direction, no matter where you look, and you're walking around and you're thinking, I really want to learn about blackberries, like the plant behind me. And you're like, how do I find out about blackberry plants? Well, I'm sure there's books in here somewhere that talk about blackberries. So you start wandering and you're looking around and there's no markers, no indication, and you just keep going from spot to spot. You grab a book, nope, not blackberries. You grab another book, no, not blackberries, okay. And you keep wandering around. Eventually you'd get tired of it and leave. Well, that's what was happening with the internet. There's all these pages. How do we even find where the pages are? Because they're not even organized into a library where you could go grab them. And so people start coming up with different strategies of, these are sites that I like, and there were different websites. You found one website and it linked out to his friend, and you went to his friend and his friend and his friend, and there wasn't a great way to organize it. And that's when search engines were born. Search engines go out and they find all the different websites that were out there, and they start organizing it for you, kind of like they do at the library. If you want to go in and learn about blackberries, the library makes it really easy. They have whole systems where they've documented, here's where all the books are. And if you want a subject, you can go figure out, oh, this particular subject is in this section of the library. I'm going to go up to the 3rd floor. I'm going to go to the left. It's right there. 3rd shelf. Perfect. Got it. And you got your book on blackberries. The search engines made it even easier than that to find the information you're looking for. But a brand new opportunity showed up. How do you get your content to show up when somebody searches for your information? The search engines have a specific way of figuring out who to show in the search results. And they have whole systems that they've devised to figure out which is a good fit to show and which is not a good fit to show. Back when the internet was first started, all you had to do was say the word, depending on the search engine, say the word more times than everyone else. And so someone would put the word, because they wanted to be the #1 person for roofing, say roofing, 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 and you just see roofing all scattered throughout the entire site. It's kind of ridiculous, but that's how it started. And then people realized there's got to be a better way, because we don't want these scammers that are trying to just get us to their site to get all the results. So we've got to do better. There's one guy who was complaining because he got banned by the search engines. Well, he had this one little section that, if you understand what a pixel is, it's a little dot of color, and all the pixels together make up the picture. Well, he had collapsed a whole section down so it was 1 pixel tall, but when you blew it up, his website had, in that 1 pixel, it was talking about alien graveyards, and it was talking about conspiracy theories and just hundreds of different topics in hopes that people would land on his site. But the actual content of the site was him trying to sell a product. Total scam, obviously. But he was hoping that he'd get a bunch of traffic, and then when they'd see what he put on his site, he'd get a bunch of traffic. Well, the search engine had to figure out ways to stop scammers like him from showing up. And so there were behaviors that they reward and behaviors they punish. In order to show up at the top of the search results, you have to be really good at doing the things that the search engines want you to do, and you have to make sure you're not doing the things they don't want you to do. So that is the backbone of what search engine optimization is. It is playing the game so that you show up higher. Now, there was some data released a little while ago that indicated there's something like 15,000 different metrics, big and small, that are used to determine who shows up and when they show up, where they show up, how they show up. So it's a really complicated thing. Now, all of that being said, let's get to the real meat of the subject, which is, should you be doing search engine optimization? For each business, the answer doesn't have to be the same. Search engine optimization is a tool, and it's a tool that you can use to show up higher in the search results with the hopes of getting more customers. Now, some businesses don't need to focus on search engine optimization or SEO. Instead, they have a bunch of other strategies that they use to get customers. I know one company, he relies on sending out mailers. Sends out mailers all the time. He has perfected the art of the mailer. And for him, search engine optimization, SEO, that whole world, complete garbage. He doesn't need it. He has more customers than he can handle just from his mailers. And so for him, why would he go and spend money on this new thing? He wouldn't, and he doesn't. For you, you may not have all the customers you want, but there's some things to understand about SEO. First off, it's not instantaneous. There are paid ads with search engines, and those are instantaneous. Turn them on, turn them off. You can show up, disappear, show up, disappear. Those are instantaneous. Those are things that you can do immediately that could potentially start bringing customers today. SEO usually takes a little bit longer than instantaneous. You have to do a number of things, and then the algorithms that the search engines are using have to reevaluate the data and get the new data into their system before they trust you more, which would cause you to rise in the results. Now, what kinds of things go into SEO? I'm not going to give you all the details here because it would take way too much time. If you're interested in it, I would recommend you go watch our full course that we have. We put together a whole mini-series within Small Business Big Visibility talking about SEO and what you can do for SEO. So if you're interested, go watch that, but I'm going to give you a quick overview here. So within ranking, you can do things on your website and with your website. So the words that you say, how you say it, if your website shows up nicely, if it's easy to navigate or not, all of those things matter. If the website has good content that would matter to your customers, that's important. So there's on the website stuff you can do, and then there's off the website stuff you can do. In the world of Google specifically, the Google Business Profile plays a big role in getting your business information into the Google system in a way that helps you show up as well. But it's not the end-all be-all. So with offsite stuff, you're trying to get other organizations to talk about you, which sounds a lot like other means of promoting your company, and it is. But then there's some technical things in that realm as well. So there's a couple of different areas of focus when you're going to dive into SEO. And it's important to recognize this is a long-term play where you're building up that credibility with the search engines. But oftentimes what's really cool is we've gotten advanced enough that some of the things you're doing outside of strictly SEO can positively impact SEO. So for example, if you're actively in your community and maybe you've joined a few different organizations or your business is a donor to some nonprofits and the nonprofits are talking about you or you're featured in the news because of the good work that you do in your community, all of that can actually play into helping you rank well. So the better you are as a business in your community and the more you show up in that community and the more other people talk about you in the community, those are all indications that are going to help the search engines understand, hey, this is a real reputable business. This is a company that has a strong presence here. Therefore, it makes sense for us as a search engine to show that company when people are in that geographic area looking for a company like them. Hopefully that makes sense. If you've got any questions, leave me a comment below. I'd love to answer them. Also, check out the full mini-series that we put together on SEO. I look forward to hearing how your business is growing for you.